Welcome to the Redvee TV Preview Show, supported by A-Star Recruitment for the 2019 season, as we look ahead to the Round 8 fixture against Hull KR here on Friday night at the Totally Wicked Stadium. We're unchanged again. Thanks for watching.
It's good to be home.
It's great to be home. But yeah, why would you change anything?
Well, you wouldn't, would you? Winning team, winning squad, winning mentality. You wouldn't. I think there's been talk in the local press that Holbrook said that Amore could get some game time if there's somebody with a bit of a niggle, which
tells you there probably is.
Tells you that there may well be someone rested. Could you see that being the only change? I mean, possibly Roby getting another rest if you feel like you need to, and get Aaron Smith some game time. But I can't see. I almost can't see that happening. I don't think it's in Holbrook's makeup to make that many changes.
For me, I'm looking at Amore coming in. I reckon it'll be one of Walmsley or Luke Thompson being rested.
Yeah, agreed.
They've done a sterling effort leading the line over the last 7 weeks. A chance to give Amore, who was unlucky to lose his place to begin with, a chance to get him back in the side.
Yeah, absolutely. That's it. We've got some tough games coming up. We've got Catalan away, Warrington at home, Wigan away. 2 out of 3 of them are going to be tough. Nobody likes going to France, and Warrington are up there, so 2 out of 3 of them are going to be tough. And you can imagine that just letting one of your props rest up for a week might not be a bad call. Yeah, you look at this fixture and you look at Hull KR's form coming in. It's not the best, is it? Only 2 wins, one of them against London, and the other by 4 points against Wakefield, which would be a decent result in context, but it was awful conditions on them day. They won 10 points to 6, so they're not in the best of form, and plenty of injuries. No, and Wakefield were considered themselves unlucky to lose that game as well. They felt they had a perfectly good try disallowed. I saw on the internet today a headline, I don't know if it was Hull Live, saying should Hull KR pick their battles and potentially rest some players for this, and maybe let people have a sit out, because it's not a game they're expected to win. And they've got Leeds at home next week as well, and they've got to be targeting that for a win. I mean, I suppose it's professional pride. You want to come here, you want to do your best and try and turn us over. We are that scalp now because we're the only unbeaten team. But would they be better off doing that? I mean, for the integrity of the competition, you'd say no. Saying that, Saints' record against Hull KR isn't the best. No. They're probably one of our hoodoo sides. We've only won 14 out of 24 against them in Super League, which, considering the stature of both clubs, probably isn't the best. Yeah, that's it. I mean, on home ground. You'd imagine a lot of them are away from home. I'll no doubt look at that in the stats, the fat file that I put out tomorrow night. Nice plug. Yeah, no worries. But yeah, because it's always tough going over there. But they've always been one of them teams that's kind of held a bit of a voodoo over us. I think Josh Drinkwater had a good game for us against, a couple of good games for us against as Catalan scrum half last year. And he'll be looking, if he plays, to bring that to the fore. Probably to target what he targeted last season in that semi-final. Yeah, exactly. Mitch Garbutt is back for them this week as well, but there's talk that Danny Maguire will miss out, which is never a bad thing for a Saints side. Not for a Saints side. No, that's it. He might be coming to the latter stages of his career, but he has been a class act. He's always been that supporting half-back, hasn't he? More of a running game than a kicking game, and he's always been on the end of things and setting things up for Leeds. And to be honest, if you need a week off, Danny, this one's the week off to have. You stay at home and massage that groin. Yeah. What? That's the injury. Yeah. Can you see anything but? Sorry. Can you see anything but a Saints win? Well, I think we're 26 on the coupons. Right, let me just say, I did not know what the coupon was before this. And was it London we played? Yeah. And we scored after a couple of minutes? Or was it Leeds? No, it was Leeds. Leeds. And we had us on the handicap and we scored after a couple of minutes. I'm like, oh, this is definitely coming in, isn't it? No. Moral of the story, if the handicap's ever above 20, never back it. Or just read my fat file that I put out, because I said it'd be safe between 1 and 10. So. That said, we're now going to win by about 60. Probably. Hull KR always bring a good following over here as well, don't they? Yeah, yeah. I think the Hull teams usually do. It's tricky for them coming over on a Friday night, but still, they tend to show. Yeah, and obviously Saints structures in Super buy in advance on the match day, so £23 for away fans, which is, in the UK is the lowest in the Super League. Moving on. Man of Steel voting. Kev, for being here tonight, I'm going to give you 2 points.
Thank you very much.
Peter Matautia. Was his wife doing the voting?
He won Castleford's man of the match, so you can understand him being voted the best of Castleford's
I don't
players.
think he was. I thought Truman had a better game.
Well, on the internet, whether it be Castleford's poll or whatever, he won man of the match. I was on his Twitter feed having a little look at it. But
I'm glad somebody does the research.
Whoever made those decisions to make him the second best player on Friday night, they must have been watching a different game.
He kicked one out on the full.
Yeah.
He dropped one.
Yeah.
He wasn't instrumental in either try.
No.
What did he do? Somebody's going to quote stats at us now, and we all know stats don't always tell the full story.
Well, exactly.
I think it was Alex Oxall who put a stat.
Yeah.
Brilliant tweet out before.
About Leeds.
Conrad Harrell, most metres. Ash Hanley, top try scorer. Look, we're Leeds are in the league. Bottom. Yeah.
That's it. Stats don't tell the full story. But no, you just turn around and we've got our Saints glasses on here for it.
I could have cast glasses on.
Yeah, but
no cast fan would have walked away from that game on Friday night going
thinking that no less than 3 Saints players would have been
even the top 5.
Yeah. Well, that's it, because you turn around and you think, right, Peru won man of the match, Lomax got all 3 points, fine, okay. Coote was the better fullback on the park.
Yeah.
And then you start going down and you think, well, Zeb Taylor had a good game, thought Regan Grace had a good game. All better than Matautia.
The pack laid the platform.
The pack laid the platform.
I saw it I was watching the official club website earlier with the interview with Justin Holbrook, and I think a stat that got thrown at Holbrook from the club was apparently Morgan Knowles made something like 500 metres more in the first half running round than any other player on the pitch. Doesn't get near. Well, that's his standard, isn't it? If Morgan Knowles is turning into a little bit of a James Roby because he's doing it week in, week out. Yeah. Doesn't get the recognition he deserves.
That's it. And that's probably a stat that doesn't get included when people look at tackles and metres made. If it's just 500 metres just running without laying a hand on, I think there was something that we mentioned in the instant fan reaction. How we pushed a player over for Tommy and puts the pressure on for Tommy Makinson to make the tackle. It's not included in his stats. But it's something that his fellow professionals will be thinking.
It adds to the stat line, and it adds to the stat line of other players in the team.
Yeah. It's a fast. It's like the worry is, although it's open and you can see who's been voted for. Last year you had the likes of Mikel Simon who voted for Danny Addy, who didn't play a game for Hull KR because he was injured last year. He voted him in 3rd place, and people said it's a mockery. Now, we can only say it about Saints games. It's only the games that we're watching properly in depth, I'd say. Yeah, you can watch them on Sky and whatever, but the only games we're watching live are the Saints games. It just makes a mockery if you're getting the likes of people turning around going, well, I think Peter Matautia had a good game. But better than a team who's just beat you by 30 points.
Look at it this way, Leeds at bottom of the table. Conrad Harrell will probably be one of their standout players most weeks. So Conrad Harrell is Leeds standout player every week, say. So he scores 2 points, 1 or 2 points every single week. Over the course of the season, that's potentially going to win you Man of Steel, and Leeds could potentially finish bottom. As the Man of Steel should be, for me, the best player in the league that season who has the most influence. It's the Player of the Year vote.
Yeah.
And I'm not entirely sure the current structure values that. Maybe should a panel get together and just look at all the games and award 10 points down each week from the 10 most influential players across the league.
Possibly. That's it. In theory, it's a great idea, because what you're doing is you're not getting someone who's good from rounds 10 to 20.
But does it penalise the likes of James Roby? So James Roby, or a Saints player, is in a fantastic side. So one week it might be Lachlan Coote who picks up the points. Next week it might be Dom Peru. Next week it might be Johnny Lomax. So because we've got so many star players, they get levelled out a little bit across the team.
Yeah, possibly. But as I say, in theory it's a good idea, but in practice it's going to remain to be seen whether it works. And you've got to give it a season for it to work.
Yeah, we don't like the Man of Steel voting. Now, I was certain at the start of the season that they actually named who was the adjudicator in each game, and that seems to have disappeared.
All right. Yes, imagine. Yeah, in fact, there was. If you go looking for it, there were reasonings behind, like I think it was Yahoo score 4 tries for Catalan.
Funnily enough, there was reasonings for every single game.
Apart from ours.
Apart from ours. They couldn't say we picked the names out of a hat. The sympathy vote.
That's it, because even some of our fans didn't think Alex Walmsley was worth his 1 point. I thought there were players more deserving of that 1 point. We've seen a couple of them come through on Twitter. Now, whether you agree or disagree, I mean, it's up for debate, but you've got to wonder who's picked him, if they're picking Peter Matautia in the middle there.
Not for me.
No. I would have Walmsley with 1 point mainly because he's bigger than me, and if he watches this, he might try and fill me in next time you see him.
He wouldn't catch you. I've seen you drive and he won't catch you. So yes, so Friday night prediction. Saints by
30.
Saints by 44. I think I'll leave it with Hull KR fan who was in the tweet that we seen on Friday night. Pray for Hull KR this week.
Yeah.
But yeah, do come over anyway. It's always a decent crack with Hull KR fans, isn't it?
Yeah.
Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and we will catch you for instant fan reaction on Friday evening. One thing I want to say before we go. Somebody tweeted, why is it just us two every week? Because nobody else comes on. If you want to come on, you're more than welcome. You just need to give us a shout and we'll happily have you on discussing the game after the match. So hopefully we'll go from the Magnificent 7 to a fresh mint performance, and it'll be after 8.